Well, hello. I'm Lisa Petrich, your youth director here at Unity of Olympia, and I am so happy you joined me here today. We are continuing our lessons on finding your Zen. Today's lesson is on a high five breath and your lucky life. So let's go ahead and start with prayer. We get our little guys here to remind us to be centered as we do our beginning prayer, and we've got our Christ light. If you've got your candle, you can get your candle too. We've got our Christ light to remind us of the light that's in each and every one of us. And please pray with me. Thank you, Spirit, for bringing us here together today. May we live, love, and grow from one another. May we be present and mindful of our own self-awareness. Amen. And let's go to our quote today. Our quote today says, "Always be joyful, never stop praying, give thanks in all circumstances." Always be joyful, never stop praying, give thanks in all circumstances. Our mindfulness tool today, we're continuing with our crystals. We started our crystals last week, and I wanted to continue to present some of them because they mean different things. And the crystals represent different things and different energies we want to bring into our life. So the first crystal I have here is a clear quartz crystal. A clear quartz crystal. This crystal brings the energy of being able to cleanse things because it's known as the master healer or the rock star among crystals. This stone energizes and amplifies the energy level. It can cleanse the mind and the body and strengthen you in alignment with your higher self. Benefits include meditation and healing work. And you tell them your intentions and they will hold the energy for you. Now, in Unity, we believe we create our world by what we think and believe, and I don't know if crystals have that power, but I do believe that they remind us that we have that power. So whether you tell your intentions to a crystal or a stuffed bunny, it doesn't matter as long as you know what your intentions are, and it gives you something to remind you of what your intentions are. So maybe you're intending to be nice to others. Maybe you're intending to make sure you play every day nicely. Something that you are wanting to bring into your life. Or maybe your intentions are something like, I want to get better grades in school. Or maybe I want to get a job, or I want to make money. Anything it is that you're intending, hold a crystal in your hand, say an affirmation, and it can help to bring it into manifestation because you're letting the world know what you need. So the affirmation for this crystal is, my mind and soul are energized and aligned with my higher self. Say it with me. My mind and soul are energized and aligned with my higher self. Thank you. All right, so another one that I sent out, and some of these are, you may have gotten in your necklaces. Look at your necklaces. This one is a moss agate, and the moss agate brings balance and stability. It's known to attract wealth, abundance and success. It brings deep inner peace and helps to calm mood swings, and it also promotes forgiveness. So with this one, the affirmation as I hold these are, I embrace the new and unexpected in my life. I embrace the new and unexpected in my life. I'm seeing that. I'm not sure you're getting to see these real well. So, yes, we have one that looks more like a marble, and I don't know if you can see the dark green in it, but it is dark green. It may look black, but these are definitely dark green crystals. All right, the next one is this really cool. It shimmers in the light. It almost looks like, I don't know if you remember the story of the rainbow fish, but this one almost looks like a rainbow fish scale. It's just got that beautiful shimmer to it. And it's called a labradorite palm stone, and it helps to raise consciousness and connect with universal energies while deflecting unwanted or negative energy. So if there's something we really don't want in our world, we can definitely bring this here almost for protection. And you know what I love about this is the affirmation I came up with. This is, I am attuned to the magic of the universe. I am attuned to the magic of the universe, because there is a lot of magic out there, a lot of things we can't explain about how they happen. And if you tune yourself to those higher vibrations, they can help you to feel better throughout your day and to be more joyful. The last one I'm going to show you isn't necessarily a crystal, but it's a crystal energizer, and it's so cool. It has this all these different like stones in it, in and a marble, and it's got clear quartz crystal on each end. And what this does is it amplifies the other crystals, meaning it makes them stronger by raising their energy, and it brings that universal light and knowledge into the space. And the affirmation that goes with this is, the energy I amplify reflects my higher self. So when I'm wanting to think higher, when I'm wanting to change my thinking, I can bring this in there to amplify whatever other stone I choose, bringing that energy even more and stronger. I can set that up pretty in front of me. So if you were with me, I'd be handing you those stones, letting you feel them, feel the energy, and I'm hoping you've got your own stone in your hand and feeling the energy, and maybe saying your affirmation from your necklace that I sent you. And if you didn't receive a necklace, there are a few extras if you let me know. Maybe we could get you one. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to talk about something called a high five breath. A high five breath is where you use your hand to breathe and to remind you of your breathing. It's a mindfulness tool. So I'm going to read, if you want to read with me. It says, this is a handy practice to help you feel calm by paying attention to your breath. Matching mindful movements with your breathing can be calming. Take your time. So basically what this is telling us to do is to use our hand for breathing in and out. And we're going to go around our hand as we breathe. We're going to go around our hand till we get to the other side, but we're going to do it slowly and with intention. We're going to breathe in, hold it, and let it go. And we're going to breathe in through our nose like we're smelling a flower, out through our mouth like we're blowing out a candle, just like we've been learning, okay? Now, if you want to get your breathing ball and do it, you can do it, but this is a different way that you could take anywhere you are. If your big feelings come up and you're just not sure what you're supposed to be doing, to be mindful and in the present moment, you can bring out your hand and say, I can do a high five breath. Are you ready? Here we go. We're going to do it like this. Let's see. Hold it. In. Hold it. In. Hold it. Out. In. Hold it. Out. Last time. In. Hold it. Out. Oh, I think I feel more peaceful already. That's definitely because you're having to focus right on that breath. You're having to focus on the moment, and anytime you're focusing on just on one thing, you are being mindful. It's when we try to focus on other things or when our emotions are out of control that we're having to remind ourselves to be mindful. So thank you for joining me with this today. That was for all ages. We're moving into this next part is for our upper grades in elementary and maybe beginning of our teens, and we are going to talk about our Made Out of Stars book. Our Made Out of Stars book has this following quote, and before I go to the quote, I want to remind you I do have some of these books. If there's somebody who wants one of the books, I can send you one of the books that you can go through and see the quotes and do the journaling right inside this journal. So please just let me know if you want one. I have about 3 left. All right, so this quote says, "The world is like a great mirror and reflects our lives just as we ourselves look upon it." And it's by Frank Baum, L. Frank Baum. The world is like a great mirror and reflects our lives just as we ourselves look upon it. So sometimes we see things outside of the world that aren't necessarily who we want to choose to be, and sometimes things are going really well, and we just love what we see in the world. There's both those energies there, but when we think of the world as a reflection of who we are in ourselves, and we always have that choice of how we react to the world, then we take our power back. We take our power and we own whatever we're feeling. So last summer I did a workshop with Karen Drucker. I did a women's retreat online, and Karen Drucker and Caroline Bennett and some other women from around the world. It was really kind of fun. And one of the things we did, one of the exercises we did was looking in a mirror. Now sometimes when we look in the mirror, we might look and go, oh, I can't believe my hair is just so stringy, or I might say things like I'm fat, or I might say things, I may not see the best of who I am when I look in that mirror. I may start looking for what's wrong with me instead of what's right. So it's really important for us to take that mirror exercise and take and switch that a little bit and make sure to tell ourselves loving things in the mirror. And one of the ways you can do that, you can say some of the affirmations that I've given you with these crystals in the mirror, and the other way is you can get a mirror and you can say simple things like, I love you. You are enough. You are special. And you are the one I've been looking for. Because a lot of times we're looking outside of things instead of inside for our own hearts and looking back at our own selves. So get a mirror. This is my fun mirror. I don't know if you can see this, but it's kind of fun. And what I do is as I can look in this mirror and I can just remind myself of who I am by taking a moment and just saying, I love you. Thank you for being here. You've shown up to do a video and I'm proud of you. And I think you are enough. Enough. You do enough, you are enough, you feel enough, and you are more than what you know. That feels really good. So get yourself a mirror, start working with it, start reminding yourself of who you are and how special you are. I mean, it's very empowering, and it's not supposed to be something that where you can brag to others about how good you are. We get caught up in something we're kind of afraid we're going to feed our ego too much or something, but the truth is that we always need to be building ourselves up and reminding ourselves how loved we are. And that's the intention of that exercise. So let's go back to our Bible quote, or a quote that said, always be joyful, never stop praying, give thanks in all circumstance. I want you, using this quote can give us perspective on the quote from the book Made Out of Stars. I do want to say it's difficult to think and unrealistic to try to do something always or to never do something, especially if it's something that isn't as easily coming to us. But if we are always joyful or aware of joy, or if we always are thinking about ways to pray, or if we are looking for ways to pray, looking to give thanks in circumstances, sometimes we remind ourselves of this. We may not feel that right away, but we can turn around and remind ourselves that this is another way to think about it and to shift our perspective. We all have things we stress about and that we don't like that happen in our world or in our life. Be the change you want to be by holding space. My friend Nathan Aswell did a great meditation the other day, and he talked about holding space for something or someone. What you do when you hold space is it means you surround the event and circumstances or that person in love. So Reverend Terry, another way you can think about it is, Reverend Terry said, if you hear things in the news, in one of her recent talks, she said, when you hear things in the news, you hold that energy, maybe horrific. It could be something really bad that you're just not sure how it's going to turn out. You hold that in one hand, and in the other hand you hold love. And you pray for the people or the circumstances that are in this, that are having a hard time. So holding space for ourselves sometimes is also important. Reminding ourselves that we are doing the best we can under circumstances, reminding ourselves to give ourselves grace and to give others grace, to have patience and understanding. Those kind of things hold space for ourselves and others and can help us to connect more with people. So if you're feeling separate from someone, if you don't feel like you're as connected as you want to be, or if you're just kind of in it not feeling as joyful as normal, you can hold space, and that's part of prayer, and that's part of giving thanks for what we have, is holding space. So this week I want you to remember to look for things you're joyful for. Remember that, looking past our physical senses, and we have to connect with our love energy and find that joy. Look for something to be grateful for. Look for something that you can pray about more often. And when these things feel as if they're slipping away, I want you to hold space for yourself and others. Then I want you to journal. I want you to come up with 10 ways that you have a lucky life. How is your life lucky? You may think, oh, I just have a normal life. It's not so lucky. But there is a saying that says, there are more people in front of you than there are more people behind you than are in front of you. And what that means is there are more people in this world that don't have what you have than there are that do have more than what you have. So what you want to do is start looking around at what you have and be grateful for it. Maybe you're grateful for your family. Maybe you're grateful. I can look and say, I am lucky because I have a good family. I am lucky because I have a roof over my head. I'm lucky because I have clothes to wear. I'm lucky because I have crystals sitting in front of me. I'm lucky because I have a cute little puppy. All those things really help me to understand how lucky I am in my life. And I want you to remember how lucky you are in your life. So our next part of our lesson goes to our teens, and it's our Bob Simon quotes. And we're going to start with the front. Good words, good thoughts, good deeds. That's what this one's from, is a song called Good Words, Good Thoughts, Good Deeds. And it reminds me of a friend I have named Dinshaw, and he would tell me about a religion called Zoroastrianism, where they believe this is part of their principles of what, like we have our 5 unity principles. These were the principles of Zoroastrianism, saying good words, good thoughts, good deeds. And I just hold him in my heart always, because that was something that I learned from him. And Bob Sima, when I talked to him, said he got this from Zoroastrianism when he created the song. So that was pretty cool too. And this is on his album called Good Words, Good Thoughts, Good Deeds. And it says, these are the things we need. And these are the things today that we need. We really need good words, good thoughts, and good deeds to help and raise consciousness for everyone. So let's look at the back of this card, and we're going to read together. It says, you may have heard the story about the battle of the 2 wolves. One wolf, the bad one, represents your low vibration self, and the other, the good one, is the high vibration self. The question in the story is, which one wins? The answer is, the one you feed. Feeding takes place with your thoughts, your words, and your actions. It is like a seed that you water. It is about you intentionally choosing to feed or water the good. Take a moment to reflect on which wolf you are feeding. Look back on the last few days, weeks, or months, or years of your life. See how much of the fuel or spiritual food you invested in the bad wolf. Today, it all starts over. Today and every day from here, you will focus on feeding the good wolf. You will feel better. You will vibrate at a higher level. The world needs you to do this. And the commitment for today is, I am going to feed my words, thoughts, and deeds that bring about my highest vibration. One more time. I am going to feed my words, thoughts, and deeds that bring about my highest vibration. Oh, thank you, Bob Simon. You did it once again. I just love his cards, love these oracle cards he's created on his songs, and I hold them close to my heart. And every week they give me something to focus on, to remember, and I hope they do for you too. All right, well, we've come to the end of our program here, and I want to think about which principles of unity have we talked about today. Number 1, God is good and active in everything, everywhere. Number 2, I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. Number 3, I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. Number 4, through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. Number 5, I do and give my best by living the truth. I know I make a difference. Oh, that feels really good. And I think when I think back to our lesson, my biggest thing is that I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. That one is my favorite. But I think we also talked about affirmative prayer and meditation because those are things we can do by choosing joy. So our prayer for protection is next. It goes by so fast, and it's such a good thing that we've been able to do here today. So thank you again for joining us. If you've gotten this far, let's go ahead and say the prayer for protection with us. We say the light of God surrounds us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yay, God! Thank you. I'll see you next week.